Hey guys, just finished watching The Flash, Season 3, Episode 23, Finish Line. I don't know what to say. This episode, I mean, it was such a good episode. I mean, it was a bit weird during the calm moments when, it seemed like Savitar was kind of, was becoming good and they were just going to end it. It was going to end really quietly and stuff like that. And then the twist ending. Wow, I mean, one of the weird things is, I knew John Wesley Shipp was going to be in this when I saw his credit in the beginning of the episode, so that kind of didn't surprise me there. But just when it came up, it did. Wasn't sure when he'd show up or something, but it was. I mean, it was so cool. I mean, I love getting into the things that I can talk about. I loved what they did with Caitlin Snow and Killer Frost. And now that she's not getting rid of her powers, but she's not Killer Frost anymore, but she's not Caitlin Snow. I love to play with that. I can't wait to see how that goes. And then I can't wait to see what her reaction is going to be to finding out that Barry is is stuck in the Speed Force. And the whole thing with Barry stuck in the Speed Force. Well, that's really. I'm going to get to that later. I'm going to touch first. I just want to talk about the fake out with HR being there instead of Iris West. I think that was just a perfect moment. Now, I saw it coming a little bit. I didn't only saw it coming from last week's episode, so I didn't think about it. Then I saw some theories online how HR could be there using his thing instead of Iris, and stuff like that. So I kind of expected that as an option. And then they did it. It was pretty cool. But then the whole Barry ending, it was really cool seeing seeing Jay Garrick back in costume, see John Wesley Shipp in costume. His costume is perfect, which I'd love to see him stick around. Maybe help Kid Flash for a little bit. I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, he owes Barry that, right? To do that a little bit. I think it'd be quite interesting. But now that Barry's going to be stuck in the Speed Force for good, I think it's going to be interesting to see, do we get a season like Season 4? Could that just be Wally West as the Flash? Does Wally West put on the Flash costume and do it? Because in the comics, Wally West is the Flash since like 1980s in Crisis Infinite Earth, when issue 8, when Barry Allen dies, and then Wally West is the Flash from that point on all the way till Flashpoint, if I'm not mistaken. Flashpoint number 1 is the return of Barry Allen. So I think that's like decades, a couple of years. I think it's like 30 years or something like that. 40 years he spent dead or something like that for a while. And Wally West was the Flash. He's the Flash in the cartoons, in the Justice League animated cartoons from the 90s and early 2000s. So it's just, I think it would be cool to see if we would get a season without Barry Allen and have the whole season be them trying to figure out how to get him out and dealing with different supervillains as they go on and do stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, I definitely want to rewatch this episode until during the hiatus. Because there was the one line that I didn't get here clearly. Savitar did mention someone said, "Oh, you haven't fought him yet," type thing. So I guess that's a hint at who could be the villain for the Season 4. But I think it would be cool to see it as Wally's villain, see Wally West as the Flash, and then to see so that Wally West being the Flash and then trying to figure out how to get Barry out of there. I think that could be fun to see that. So now I was just thinking about, maybe they could get Reverse Flash and have him throw him in the Speed Force to take Barry's place. But Reverse Flash just was killed over on Legend of Tomorrow, so he can't go, and they can't just go and pick him up and find him somehow and throw him in there. And the Black Flash is now dead, and Savitar is now dead. So there's no one left unless they take one of. There was that one Flash that was hinted at in Earth 19, that we saw that it was Mr. Speedster, Mr. Quick, or something like that. We just saw a reference to very, very briefly. They didn't have any lines or anything like that, but it was just someone dressed up like Mr. Quick or something like that, or Quick. So that could be interesting to see if they take another version of Barry or another version they throw him in there or something. I think it could be fun. But I'd like to see. I think it would be cool. I think it would make this this way more impactful if the whole season 4, takes place entirely with Wally West as the new Flash. I think that could be totally interesting, totally different, and I think it would be cool if it did for like 2 or 3 seasons. Just having Wally West as the Flash, and having Grant Gustin play another version. Maybe they go and they get another version of Barry Allen who doesn't have Speed Force powers, and have him just hang out, something like that, as a using his scientist, or just a scientist version, like a version of where he became a scientist and everything like that, but didn't get superpowers or anything. So that could be cool if they do that. But it's just not their Barry Allen, very different than the one we know. I think that could be interesting to see that, to keep Grant Gustin on the show. But I also like the idea, like I said, of keeping Wally West as the Flash. I think that could be cool for a season or 2. But I definitely can't wait to see who ends up being the villain for season 4. Oh, wow, it's just so cool. I just can't wait for this now. I thought they were teasing like the villain or something like that. Wow, this is just so good. I love this episode, and it was such an ending that just makes you want to think. I feel like I need to take a bit to think about it, but I'll probably be doing other videos now that all the shows start slowing down, ending and stuff for the summer, and maybe I'll do some videos on theories and stuff where they could go. But I think the idea of having Wally West as the Flash for a season or 2 could be quite fun. So yeah, I really like this episode. I love the things they did with Caitlin Snow. I love the things they did with pretty much everyone. Like I said, the HR thing, fake out thing, I kind of saw coming, but only from last week's episode, from the context, how they set it up and they hint at it and made sense and stuff like that. So I think it was quite interesting to see that. It was quite fun. I definitely can't wait to see how they do things next season. I'm really excited to see the development of Caitlin Snow and Killer Frost and stuff. How she's not Killer Frost, she's not Caitlin Snow, and maybe she could become another version of different superhero or something like that, or maybe a different character from the DC universe who has ice powers or something. So that could be fun. So we'll have to wait and see. But really love this episode. It was a great episode. I definitely can't wait to see what happens for season 4. So let me know what you think, guys, about this in the comments below. Would you like to see Wally West be the Flash for the entire season, for season 4? How many seasons would you like to wait before Barry comes back? 2 or 3, one season, or 5 seasons? That would be a lot, but I think 3 would be nice enough to have come back for like season 6, have him come back. It would be interesting. But it's also going to be very interesting to see Supergirl whenever they eventually cross over. What is her reaction to not having Barry around? And Oliver. Definitely can't wait to see Team Arrow when they find out that Barry's gone. That's going to be cool. Hopefully, they mention it a little bit on in tomorrow's episode of Arrow. Maybe Barry, Cisco texts Felicity or something like that. Barry's left into the Speed Force, and then it just ends with their reaction to that. So it's just like, oh my god, Barry's stuck in the feed, Barry's gone, and that's like a bummer or something like that to add on to whatever's going on in Arrow. I think that would be really cool to do that. And get or even like it would be cool seeing one of them over there telling them, or a video message, maybe someone Skyping or something like that, or FaceTiming them, and that's when they tell them that Barry's gone to the Speed Force or something, to never come back. So that would be cool. I'd love to see them do that tomorrow on there. I think that would make sense, and I think they would call her. At least someone would at least tell Felicity or something like that, or anyone, Oliver, because I really want to see their reaction. I don't have to wait till next year's crossover before Oliver finds out, and any of them find out that Barry's stuck in the Speed Force, because I'm really excited to see their reaction to all that. So yeah, definitely it seems like a fun episode. I loved it this season, and this, I can't wait to see what happens. So let me know what you think, guys, again about this episode. How many seasons would you like to see Wally West be the Flash and not have Barry return? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
you're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.